Hey guys, back again. So I just watched Meg 2, The Trench, which came out this week, and I knew I had to see it soon because I've been burned recently on new Hollywood movies that have come out because I missed Mission Impossible, I missed Insidious 5. Those were in theaters for like 2 weeks at best, and I was really busy recently and didn't get the chance to see those. So I had to go see Meg 2, The Trench really quickly because I knew that this probably won't last that long, especially in the climate we're at with how many movies we've got right now in the theater. It's overwhelming to say the least because I am mostly a completionist. I love to see almost every movie that comes in the theater for the most part. So I went and saw Meg 2 The Trench, which is the sequel to, or not again, I'm telling you now, it is the sequel to the first movie, The Meg, from 2018, I believe, starring Jason Statham, which I have seen, and I really liked that first Meg movie. I thought it was just really fun, dumb, silly trash. Like, it was really fun. And I really enjoyed the first one. I thought it was just really goofy. It looked cool visually, and it was fun. And it was a silly monster movie that I had enjoyment out of, and I thought it was fun. Um, Now, The Meg 2, I can't believe it's been since 2018. I think it was 2018 when it was released. Don't quote me on that, but I think it was 2018. That's been a while, and it feels like there hasn't been much time in between this one and the sequel. Now, Meg 2 um, is basically the same movie again. It's just the family member of the other guy who had the megalodons and causes a thing where the megalodons escape, start making babies, and then they're all going everywhere in the water. The megalodons, giant sharks, and Jason Statham has to kick some ass and go and stop them and save everybody. Now, the thing I don't remember as much in the first movie is that this movie has the shark stuff in it, but it has a lot of just Jason Statham action stuff, which is cool as well because I dig Jason Statham action movies. They're fun and silly and stupid, and I enjoy Jason Statham as an action star. He's really awesome in these movies, and he has some really fun moments. And I just think that he just hits a good vibe, like in terms of his action movies. I love Crank. That's one of my favorite ones that he did. I think Crank 2 actually probably my favorite. He just does so many fun action movies, and this one, in terms of course, it's not a good movie. I'm not going to say that, but in terms of like entertainment value, man, I thought that this was really kind of boring for the first two thirds. It was solid enough, but it didn't have that much that made me interested in the first two thirds because it did feel like kind of the first one again, where like the Megs escaped, they've got to go and stop the bad guys that are connected to that. Um, and of course, in this, you got a snooty um, scientist who has $1 billion company who says like, we're here to save the world, and then in the background they're on the phone when no cameras are rolling saying like, we gotta kill these guys, like kill Jason Statham, like kind of thing. And I thought that was fun. I thought that was enjoyable. um, I was really entertained with the fact that the first two acts were not that interesting, but the third act really got me. I thought the third act was really fun because it goes balls to the wall, and the exposition in these movies, while sometimes they can be interesting, they don't fully give me, this one didn't fully give me that much entertainment until the end of the movie. um because these movies are obviously like, you want to see the shark just attack people, but this movie for the first two thirds had some of that, but it was kind of just Jason Statham stuff, which is good. But the dialogue and stuff is just whatever. It's kind of like Godzilla, where like I don't give a shit about any of the actual human characters usually. In this one, I did care about Jason Statham. I did care about the little girl that was the daughter of the guy from the first one. I do care about these characters. I thought the other characters were fun. I thought they were good. There were some funny moments like the first one where like they like a bad person, a bad guy's having dialogue, or a bad girl is having a dialogue session, and then like the shark just eats him out of nowhere. I thought that was funny. There was a good moment in this where a character's like, this glass is Meg proof, and then she started talking her evil plan, and then the shark just chomps her up and out into the water. That was funny. I thought it was funny that they brought more creatures into this because you have the Megalodon, but then you get, I guess I don't want to say it because it's kind of a spoiler, but you get more creatures in this. And I don't know if the marketing really showed that. And I'm sorry if I actually spoiled something somebody cared about, but I think most people, if they've seen this kind of action movie or action horror movie, you know kind of the basic plots of this. And this, I feel like that's not a huge plot point, like that's like a secret. Like these movies are not known for like their plots, like that there's going to be some other creatures besides a shark. Like that's what I didn't want to say that, and I guess I shouldn't have. But I mean, like I said, it doesn't really matter. These are not really that kind of plot driven movies. Um, but yeah, I thought with the Jason Statham stuff was fine. He didn't have as many good one-liners as he does in his other movies. Like I felt like his him in general, he was still good with his action stuff, but I don't remember much of his lines, and that's bad because I just watched it last night. But I thought he was still good. I liked him, and I liked the relationship between him and the little girl that was in the first one, who's older now, who's like 14. I think they said 14 in the movie. But and she also has that one scene like the first one where she puts her hand in the glass and sees the Meg. Like it was similar to that. And this movie has things that I feel like are throwbacks that I don't remember besides that. That was one obvious one that I remember in the trailers a lot for the first Meg. But there's probably a lot more like callbacks. But besides that, like I thought that it was pretty boring for the first two acts, but the third act just went balls to the wall like crazy with the sharks, with the other creatures, with Jason Statham riding on motorboats, just trying to impale these sharks. I thought that was good, and I thought that it was rewarding whenever you get, the big kabam at the end of the movie. I thought that was good. So I'd personally would recommend the Meg 2 for me in terms of just a stupid, silly movie. Like it was fun at the end, but like I said, I kind of was a little bored for the first two acts. But again, these movies have that kind of generic dialogue thing anyways. And this movie in ways felt even better than like say like the most recent Jurassic World movies, because those were really boring and they didn't really pay off for me with the third acts, but this one did. So it kind of reminded me of that similarly. This one really felt like, say, Jurassic Park, say, all those other like movies that are related, similar like monster movies, and it felt like that. But it was semi fun. Like I said, overall, I think I liked it, and I thought it was fun. Even though it did drag at the beginning, I felt like it was 20 minutes too long. It was an hour and 15 minutes. It should have been like an hour and a half. It didn't need the dialogue more and more. Like it had some good moments, but it didn't have to have all that boring dialogue, in my opinion. And like I said, I'm a stickler for dialogue, and I like stuff like in dramas and stuff, but this one is just kind of the dialogue that you hear in every one of these movies. So it was just kind of whatever on that aspect, but I still personally thought it was fun. I enjoyed it. Yeah, pretty fun time at the movies. Solid time. Nothing great, but nothing bad either. It was all right in the middle. So that's all I can say today about the Meg 2. I never know how to end these videos. I always say it so weirdly. But I got more videos coming up. The next video will be all the movies that I've seen recently that are not horror, that are the Hollywood movies. So, or blockbuster movies. So yeah, stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys later. Take care.